So I've come across a few German people who started their own businesses, and they're great people, great business ideas.
But
Execution is an issue, and I think Black Germans, obviously you live in Germany, so you're in a German society, so you do what Germans do. I think Black Germans have adopted the German thing of keeping things simple and not...
Elaborate on that?
Like, for example, their websites. All these people I know, I've been on their websites, and their websites are like...
Terrible.
I won't say terrible because I know them, but yeah.
I mean, I don't know who you're talking about, so I would say terrible, not talking about anyone in particular.
Yeah, in particular. They're just not up to scratch. And if, for example, in the UK, if you start a business and you have a website, you can't, like UK, everything's about aesthetics. It has to, the society itself, when you go to London, you look around, you just see, okay, these people are all about aesthetics. Like up here, the pavements, like if you're on the pavement in Germany, well, in Hamburg anyway, the parts where the trees are, there's a lot of sand and everything. In the UK, they still put concrete on there just to make sure that it looks beautiful. Like aesthetics is everything in the UK. Granted, London is very dirty in terms of people throwing things on the floor, but
it's just because it's touristic. So
yeah, exactly, and it's very paved. And UK is all about aesthetics. The first time I came to Germany, I was walking around thinking, this feels weird. It's like something is missing. And then I realized there's not a lot of commercials around.
Oh, funny, yeah, that's true.
But when you do see the commercials, it's just very standard. Just, buy my products.
And they're not inviting as
They're
well.
not inviting.
They're
exactly,
not
that's the word.
Yeah.
And I think Black Germans have adopted that German.
Most definitely.
Yeah.
And I think that's why I initially studied fashion and textile management, because I just don't love creativity, but I love beautiful things. And I love to make things look beautiful as well. A friend of mine said that I'm an aesthete, so that word is new to me.
Your aesthetics for Ashes and Soil is really good.
Yeah, thank you so much.
It really is.
And I love that so much. I mean, it's money, it's time, it's a lot of creativity, it's a lot of effort that you have to put in. And most of the time, German people, there's a word, or there's a way or there's a phrase that we use, Mittel zum Zweck. So you just do stuff in order to get stuff done, or you do stuff in order to make sure that,
it's
it's
done.
Yeah, it's done. If I want to sell a glass, I would just make sure that the glass is sold. I don't care about the packaging. I don't care about the shop merchandising, the environment that I'm selling it into. I'm not even caring about a brand experience. I think that's what I love about Apple so much. It's mainly about the brand experience. We're not even buying the products. We're just buying the experience. Even the packaging, the 7-second rule, it's just the experience that people are selling and are being sold to.
Yeah.
And I think that's something I'm definitely with you when it comes to that we haven't really given thought to.
Yeah. I see kind of like they haven't really kind of sat down and thought about, how am I going to brand this product? What are our brand colors? What message does the logo convey? Apple does that amazingly. And even when you go to, I think that when you go to the Apple Park in California, and even all our offices, like all Apple offices, when you step inside an Apple office, you know you're in Apple. It looks like the phone.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
it looks like an iPhone. It looks like an iPad. It's really weird the way they do that. But I don't see that sort of, except maybe your bigger companies like the Mercedes and the Porsches and all of that. They are okay at kind of branding and marketing, but that's because they're international companies and they have to do as such. But more like the local businesses and the businesses that mainly operate in Germany, just branding is very terrible. I think a lot of Black businesses here have adopted that. And the second thing I have an issue with, and this is a controversial thing, but it's hard for me to tell a German this, but I don't agree with Black businesses in Germany running their business in German only. Especially if you're e-commerce.
There should be like let's say a global perspective.
Should be a global perspective. If you're a Black person, there should definitely be a global perspective, because that's where your money is coming from. Like the businesses that I've mentioned before in the UK and stuff, they have customers in America and all over the world. That's where their money is coming from. So if you're going to run a business and it's an e-commerce business in Germany and you are offering like your communication in only German, you've left out a majority of Black people around the world who are probably going to be your main. Do you know what I mean?
It's funny, I don't even know who told me that once, but you leave the German language at the airport.
Yeah.
There's no, I think I was listening to an interview by Trevor Noah, and then he used a few German phrases, and I was astonished. I felt like, bro, you're part of me now. Because I would rarely walk around, wherever I am, and then hear people speak in German.
Yeah.
German is not influential.
It's
And
nobody
we're not
speaks
really
German.
spread anywhere.
Yeah, it's only German.
Yeah,
German,
so I do agree on that
Germany,
too.
Austria, Luxembourg. It's a few places. Switzerland.
Yeah.
So you
And
leave
even the
out.
places that you just mentioned, these are not places where
There's
black
a lot of
people are.
So you leave out
So
a
there's
whole
no need,
lot of black people that would potentially be wanting to support what you do. And also what that also does, apart, moving aside from the sort of like the e-commerce and business thing, even the services, if you're going to have a restaurant or even a club night, whatever it is, it's all in German. And as an English person, when I was in England before I came to live here, if I'm coming to, let's say if I'm coming to Hamburg for the week and I'm looking for something to go to, it's all in German.
hard for you to
And even
find
if I understand that this is a rave, it's a club night, I understand that. The fact that it's in German doesn't
Not
appeal to me.
opinion, Yeah. One thing I just thought about, because I do try to understand the background of stuff in order to really understand where we do come from, is if you look at let's say the global black identity, there are Francophone people, there are people that do have British roots, but then when it comes to, and that's why you have people, let's say, all over the world speaking English, and then you have German people, and I think Germany, we weren't even, because we do have like Namibia and I think parts of South Africa that were colonized, Tanzania, that were colonized by German people.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, I feel like German people, we don't really count ourselves into the global black community. We are our own people.
Yeah.
For whatever reason.
It's the language.
Yeah.
It's a barrier. And it's hard to say this to German people because you probably consider yourself Germans, as a British person will consider himself British, and that's your language. Yeah. So it's part of your culture. But I think you need to recognize that there is a wider culture out there that you're also a part of, which is more you than maybe the German identity. Maybe that's up to every individual to interpret that.